Alright, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for coming to the channel, and welcome back. We're to Spartacus's journey through Skyrim, where we take the dual-wield light armor orc warrior through the world of Skyrim on a legendary playthrough. Little recap here, we did manage to do a few more quests. We got the Rueful Axe handed in, we did some alchemy mats gathering, and kind of explained the alchemy trade loop that you can do to either boost your alchemy levels, boost your alchemy skill, or just in essence make gold. We're really going to use it to kind of level our alchemy and make some gold. We want to buy our house, or the land down at the house at Falkreath. That costs about 5,000 gold, and we're not quite there. So we'll first we're going to need to borrow some. We're going to do some preliminary stuff, and we'll go get everything opened up. We need Markarth available, we need Whiterun available, we need Solitude available, which we've already done, and we need the old Solitude up there, which we have also already done. We have the quest for her. She has asked us to find out about her daughter, who is serving in the war for the Imperial Legion, but hasn't checked in. When that happens, we just come over here. We're going to talk to this guy. He's got all the information we need.
Generally, posting information is need to know only.
We can try to intimidate him. I don't think that'll work, so we're going to try and persuade him.
I've been trying to find.
There we go.
He sent out a party to scout. Fraven Morard, Angela's daughter, was in that scouting party.
Essentially, she was sent on a scouting party, and she didn't come back, which is unfortunate, and we are about to break an old lady's heart, but we're gonna do it in the name of a discount. So she's gonna give us some discounted wares. I don't think she'll. I don't know if she gives us a discount per se, but what I do know she gives us is it'll give us access to her entire store. Unfortunately, your daughter is dead. She went on a scouting party, died. Brutal death.
She just wouldn't hear. It was brave of you to come to me with this. I can't thank you for it.
Well, I wouldn't ask you to thank me for it. But lucky for me, you now are my friend. So, I already purchased a bunch of stuff from her, so she doesn't have as much as she normally would. That's okay, because we can just take the rest of this and clean her out. And her inventory here will set at some point. I'm not sure what the reset is. I think it's every 2 weeks for places and world things. I know it is for the Mehrunes Dagon Shrine is a 2-week reset. I know some of the other ones are as well.
Yes.
Can we take those? No. You'll let me have this though. Okay. How generous they are. Take that. Take that. Void salts. Nobody ever lets me just have the void salts. Blue mage robes. Some more Dartwing stuff. Oh, there's some more. Elvier and Garlic, some Frost Miriam. Just cleaning her out. And nice enough, we can do this with, I think every alchemist actually has this this capacity. And some slaughterfish scales. Alright. So now we're going to hop over to Markarth. Our weight is still manageable. We've got about 30 left, and we should be able to get rid of some of it here shortly. We do have the vampire thing, which is going to be a problem, potentially, for when we're trying to sell stuff. We may have to stop and feed at some point. But to the stables we go. we're going to purchase our way over to Markarth.
Need a ride? I can take you to... Where do you want to go?
I'd like to go to Markarth, please.
And back and we'll be off.
Thanks.
Ever been to Markarth? Some say it was built by the dwarves. I don't believe a word of it, though.
I definitely suggest the clavicle vial mask for any build. Just because, unless it's a two-handed build, you might find fun in the rueful axe, but outside of that, the mask is just great. The amount of utility it brings with the prices and the speechcraft is just, I think it outweighs the axe by quite a ways, quite a bit. I think there's also a special egg out here, but we'll be okay. We're headed in here. I think we're gonna try. Do we have Berserker Rage? Yeah. So we're gonna quick save. We're gonna try and save the lady, right? We're a warrior. That's what we do. So let's see if we pop this, and the next thing we'll pop is the we didn't make it. That's unfortunate. So poor Margaret. Sorry, Margaret. I wasn't able to save you. I was too slow. So we're not worried about these guys. He'll come out and give us a quest at some point. The apothecary is over here. She's in the very, very back of this. And she's going to give us a potion to give to one of the other guys. So I believe he's in the court, in the royal court. And then she'll let us take the stuff from her. If you purchase stuff before, it'll start disappearing off her shelf. So I'm gonna ask her about, that's a unique name.
See, I even have a little potion for the steward. Mind handing it over to him?
Yeah, I'll make sure the potion gets his, or the steward gets his potion. Let's do that.
Why can't the men in the city leave me alone?
The men in the city leave you alone.
God might get nervous. The man approaches with his weapon.
I don't know why these guards are all nervous. They're guards. They were put there because they're in some way decent enough with a sword, right? To be considered protection.
You're here to see the yard. For a reason. No sudden move. Understand?
Why would they be worried about me with a sword up? Doesn't make any sense.
Who are you to approach the Jarl of Markarth?
I'm a traveler.
Very well. You may approach the mournful throne.
I'm not worried about your... Not worried about him. I want him. I want this guy.
I'm Igmund's uncle, as well as...
I have a delivery for you.
Yes. Thank you. Hey,
The Stallion's Potion to Rarik. You got a little ED there in your old age? Discretion too? Thanks. Alright, so now Bohethia Rhapsody, whatever that, the Hag's Cure, that's what it is. We'll be able to grab all of the ingredients there, and then we'll start this loop up. We're also going to borrow her alchemy station. Which means I need to turn my phone on and pop up that application.
The hag's cure is here.
Alright, so now that we've completed it, she'll let us take all of these things. Well, not all of them, but a good healthy portion of things. She is probably the one that we have to be the most careful of, because she likes to put the things you can take next to the things you can't take. And so that's not a lot of fun. We're just gonna take it a little slower. Potato, bleeding crown, don't care about the tomato. Salt piles. Love those. Some cheese and a barrel. She's got snowberries. She just has mats everywhere. Chorus eggs. I like the chorus eggs. They might be charis. I think I've always called them chorus. Never been corrected on it. So, but then again, I don't talk about Skyrim a lot, or alchemy in Skyrim a lot with a lot of people. So who knows? Might just be solid wrong. We've got some more. Oh, slaughterfish eggs. I believe those are also in some decent poisons. And then we have this apothecary satchel. The nice thing is the apothecary satchel, you can utilize it, and even though everything else in here will respawn, that doesn't have to. So you can actually use that as a means to hold on to your alchemy mats if you wanted. It's really clever if you're doing like a nomad build or something like that, or if you're you just don't want to purchase a house yet. You can come in here, make friends with her, and then utilize her alchemy station with the satchel right next to it. It follows the same rules as the barrels and Whiterun that we talked about a couple episodes ago. Basically, the stuff in here should respawn about every 2 weeks. However, pheasant breast. Every 2 weeks. However, the as long as you check, right, periodically or inside of those 2 weeks, that period, as long as you check on the contents inside of the satchel, or in Whiterun's case, inside of the barrels, the contents inside will not change with the rest of the world. Now, if you were to leave it for, a month and a half, in game, and come back and be like, hey, where did my my items go? They could just be gone because you didn't check on them, you haven't seen them, it didn't load them there, and so they are considered, no longer there. Kind of like when if you leave a thing of tomatoes in there that you just didn't want, so you didn't pick them up. The next time when that area reloads, right, and all of the stuff is supposed to be different, you could very easily get something else, right? I see you hiding those juniper grapes. You can hide stuff from me, lady, and you know it. Oh, I didn't want to pickpocket you. No, I'm not going to pickpocket you at all. I want to sell to you.
So, you're interested in my potions and ingredients?
I want your ingredients more than your potions, but you can have my potions. Oh, dwarven oil's pretty good. Flaminita, garlic. Lavender's decent. Moon sugar's kind of fun. More tap, nightshade. Salt pale. Always pick up wheat. Snowberries. There's some spriggan sap. Alright. So now, I'm gonna cut out some of it as I go through my application here and find the ones that we want to do. I am going to level the alchemy a little bit. like here, we can get our first point in Alchemist. We can technically get our second point, but we want Physician. Makes it, Physician is the big one. It makes it good, better here. Now, if you want the Giant's Toe, Wheat, etc., Benefactor is the one that makes that so good. And then Poisoner is the one that makes that makes the poisons catch up, right? We might end up getting both because I think the poisoning idea is a lot of fun, but Green Thumb. The other and 50% resistance to poisons, we won't have to worry about that because we are 100% resistant to poisons and diseases. And we don't have to worry about Experimenter, so usually the typical build is to go 5 into Alchemist, get Physician, and I think you can actually leave it there. I believe you could potentially leave it there to just hold the 6, but I think for the Giant's Toe, Creep Cluster, Wheat, getting Benefactor makes it even better. But so here we've got these 2 in it to make our potions better, and we are going to update our information in the application and get some alchemy done. I'll show you all the potions. You feel free to pause it and write any of them down that you like or that you find useful, and we will see you in a minute. All right, so we don't have all of our alchemy mats because some of them are up there in Breezeholm, and preferably whenever we get our house down in Falkreath, we'll fix that. Right, we'll remedy that situation, get everything kind of located at the Falkreath house, and make it kind of a center for us to do all our blacksmithing, all our mats and drop offs, and make it our command center, if you will. Now that we've done some alchemy and we've got some potions, we did get a level. We basically went to this point in the level up so that in the event we want to purchase some levels from, let's say, for example, right now, what we would purchase if we had to purchase a level in a combat skill, it would be light armor. So in the event that we need to do that, we would do these kind of like this, where we're at 14, we would purchase 5 levels, and then we would level up, and we could technically purchase another 5 levels, or we could wait, but you can only purchase 5 levels of any skill, right? So you can mix and match. You can do 2 in light armor, 1 in one-handed, and 3 in archery, or 2 more in archery. If you so chose, or you could do 5 in light armor. It's kind of up to you. But the trick is that you want to, if you do it really, really early, you'll run into the problem where you'll level up twice and you'll kind of mess yourself up. If you do it late, then you'll run into the problem where you are leveling so slowly that the five levels don't really affect it. So it's kind of more of a mid-game scenario where you can do this, and it basically allows you to kind of jettison your mid-game up. It will speed up your leveling. It will speed up that process, and it will force scaling to happen. That's why we only did 1, right? We got 1 full level up. Essentially, we had already done the levels. We put the points in, and we got essentially just 1 overall level. I think it got us to 30 or so in our alchemy, give or take. I think it's like 32. So from here, what we'll do is we'll do our cell loop, and then we will so we'll do the cell loop because we just did Solitude. We'll finish Markarth. We'll start our cell loop in Whiterun. We'll go all the way around till we're out, and hopefully be able to purchase our Falkreath house.
A little bit of old reach magic. Hey, take a look.
What do you have? So here, I typically purchase, like I said before, I think I've covered it before. We actually have enough to purchase the house, but we're going to need some extra money to do that. So we're gonna get anything that looks like it could be utilized. I know there's a fish, I believe it's River Betty and maybe the Longfin, that does a increased restoration. So if you're looking to do the bug, I think the bug's patched in SE, where you can make a restoration, have Necromage on. Use the increase in restoration to further increase have it apply to your alchemy, and then you lock in your plus to restoration and make another plus to restoration spell, and then use that one. It'll go up even higher. Then you take your gear off, put it back on, and it locks in that plus restoration. Since the necromage I believe is the key to that, makes it kind of apply against your enchanting or your alchemy in this case. And so with a full set of increased alchemy gear with the restoration potion, and then looping the restoration potion on top of itself and taking the gear off and back on to lock it in that way, you can boost. You could eventually make a single potion that gets you from 0 to 100. It's not something we're going to do. It's just something that is in the game, and it's possible to be done, if you will. So I like to start with my smaller potions and get as close as possible. So here, these are at 202, 34, so And slows. Decrease target stamina regeneration by 100%. Carry cap. It allows them to. It slows them, gives them extra carry weight, and decreases their stamina regen by 100% for 27 seconds. So the slows we can get rid of. This one. We actually want to sell them one at a time to level our, or so that the speechcraft actually levels with it. And we've maxed out her, so we are now headed over to Whiterun. Now, being a vampire, if we become hated and feared, that may become a problem for us. I know I had mentioned earlier in a different video that we were going to limit our fast traveling. I'm still limiting fast traveling, but we're still going to jumping between these two, or jumping between main cities for this is something that I'm willing to jump for. Oh dear lord. So many alchemy mats. The whole of Whiterun is respawned. Alright, we are at 604. So here we're going to get outside of her house, her alchemy station. And we're going to wait for 2 hours. Look away. Nope. There it is.
Let me know if you see anything you like.
Oh gosh, she has materials for us.
What do you need, my friend?
What do I need? I need gold. Do you have gold? Copious and copious amounts of gold.
You look rather pale. Could be ataxia. It's quite a problem back home in Cyrodiil.
And there's the alchemy station.
Salves, poultices, and potions on my shelves. Browse to your heart's content. If there's anything I can help you with, you have but to ask.
There we go. I think we can take that. We'll get rid of this cup because we did not want that. There we go.
I have so you're an alchemist then.
So here we're going to do the same thing we did to the last one. We're going to pick up the bead, the blister wart, anything that's of value. Creek cluster is good for us. Dwarven oil, I believe, is in some poison, so maybe we should pick some of that up too. Rust, imp stool, juniper berries, salt piles. Give me that wheat. Alright, so she's all cleaned out, and she has extra gold. You could make more gold if you were looking to just make gold outright. You could make more gold by just selling the potions to people that will take them. That is definitely a possibility. However, I like having the product pay for itself. So in this, and you know, with this setup, every time I sell a potion, right, or every time I sell one of these to her, and purchase, every time I purchase before I sell, I'm basically replenishing everything that I'm selling. And what I'm selling is the potions that I'm selling are selling for more than the materials to make them. Alright, so we'll do that. Get her down to 23. Do we have anything she... No. No. Oh, why not? Yeah, let's clean her out. Okay.
Come back anytime if you need a remedy.
So now here, right, as soon as we come out, we want to be hopping over to Windhelm, because we're still running with that speech from talking to the beggar. That'll apply here. We'll sell as much as we can to these 3 vendors. These ones don't have alchemy. You could technically, you know, if I was going to be a real stickler for must utilize an alchemist, we could jump instantly, right? You could just jump right out of here to the Solitude area.
There's no glory in war. It's just something they tell soldiers.
I'd try. Take a look.
You're not gonna have anything that I really want. If we, the other thing you can do for these vendors is you can take these if you wanted to. So like I'm prepping for, if I want to prep for my enchanting, I can start picking up these common soul gems. I don't yet have enough money to do, I think, all the things I want to do with the house. So I'm just going to let those kind of slide for now, and we'll worry about enchanting later. Now we're just kind of scrolling through here. We got a level up out of speech. That is a weak paralysis, so we're going to let that go.
Thank you for your
Let me come over here.
You need anything? Take a look.
The third one only does food, so these 2 are the main vendors here. And paralysis will keep the slows. Like I said before, the slows can sell all we want. There's invisibility for 20 seconds. My potion of invisibilities are much better than theirs. And a regenerate magic, huh?
Be sure to.
So now here, when we get to Solitude, we're going to do the wait, right? We're going to wait for the shops to open up. However, we're also going to we're going to go to the chapel and get the buff, and we're going to find the beggar and give him his gold piece for our extra speechcraft. But here we are, all hated and feared.
Spare some. Oh, thank you. Divine's bless your kind.
I've been looking for you. A letter. Not sure who from. Looks like that's it. Got to go.
What have you been looking at me for? Looking for me for. God, I can't speak.
You scared of sunlight or something?
So being a vampire makes this a little more difficult, just because you know, every so many rotations you'll have gone to you'll have gone too long and become blood starved. We'll see if that costs us some time, because we may have to go feed. If we do, maybe we'll go into the barracks and feed on some sleeping soldiers, huh? Because I believe, being blood-starved, the store owner may not, or the store clerk here essentially may not give us the time of day. And if she's not at the front, sometimes she'll be over here.
I hope. So you're interested in my potions and ingredients?
Correction, she'll just do her own thing. She doesn't care. Hawk feathers. All right, she should have a good amount of gold. And 3 potions, and she's done.
Forget me next time you need herbs
So now we're going to go to Markarth again. Now the last time we were at Markarth, we didn't go to the other vendor. So when you're trying to make lots of gold, right, and you don't really care that to go to the alchemist every time, like I was talking about before, it's 6:09 p.m. So here, you can come into this one. It's just a
This is Markarth, traveler. Safest city in the reach.
gotta wait for her to stop.
You there. If you're here to trade, step up to the counter.
I'm at the counter. She's a general goods
No,
vendor.
I'm not only. Oh, a bit of this and a bit of that. Trinkets, odds and ends, that sort of thing.
I hate when I use my mouse and it kicks me out. So here, and then here, and that should give her that.
Come back whenever you need something. Well, what am I supposed to do? Never leave the house? You want that ending?
You don't know anything about this house? No.
Markarth has a lot of good stuff in it, or associated with it for us, or just for in general. Let's get some sugar from there. Like it has that quest we just went by with the Stendar and the house. He's hunting Daedra and he thinks it's haunted. Turns out he's right.
The hag's cute. Take a look.
It's got Dwemer ruins and stuff like that you can use for a heavy armor, pushing your build or pushing your smithing up with heavy armor. You can use Dwemer ruins to get Dwemer supplies and then melt them down. That can be really lucrative, especially if you are making, I believe, dwarven bows. You can make a dwarven bow and then upgrade it. They're fairly cheap, inexpensive, and it really allows you to just kick those out and get paid for them. And then you'll also you'll get that, and then you can enchant them again. So, I mean, it just that compounds really, really well. You one thing of note, and to make sure that you understand before you do that, or before you take that on, what you want to remember or make sure of is that you understand that
You let me know if you need a cure or anything.
the way the blacksmithing works is, and its level up is the base version, right? Just sell or creating the bow, right? Creating the bow with, let's say you used a blacksmithing potion. That blacksmithing potion is going to let you make it better, right? But it doesn't affect the base values of the bow. So when you're making the bows themselves, you want to leave that alone, right? Don't take your potion then, right? Wait until you've got all your bows finished, and then take the potion before you upgrade them. If you do it that way, basically what you're doing is we're gonna wait here for 9 minutes. So your blacksmithing is going to increase more based off of the fact that the item is upgraded more. The base value is, let's say it's always 10, it's at a static value. So even if you have a blacksmithing potion on when you create the item, it's not going to be better than, if you didn't. Whereas, that's not the same thing, or that doesn't hold true if you're trying to upgrade the item. Additionally, after you've upgraded the item, you can then take, your soul gems and enchant the bows that you've made, and and that'll allow you to utilize some of your enchanting mats and against a blacksmith. And for example, like Yorlin Greymane up here, I believe, has somewhere around 1,000 gold. He's one of the higher gold vendors. So being able to peddle wares to him is nice, because he has a lot more gold available to take. 135. I don't think I have anything that can sell for that. I have some invisibilities.
Come back anytime if you need a remedy.
We'll sell to Bellathor before. We've got some good amount of gold. We're almost to 10,000, which should give us enough to kind of build our house and furnish it. He has 750. He doesn't care about our slows. Now that's sad. Sell those 3 invisibilities. Our speech is upgrading. That's sad. It's making us get more money, so it's not terribly sad. But I really don't want the non-combat skills to skyrocket beyond the combat skills at this point. So this is a short version of this this loop. You could do a longer version or a longer thing where you actually finish out and take all of your ingredients and you make all of the potions you can, and you know, sell every last one of them. We're only doing this as we need. Let's see. We'll keep the paralysis. I think we're not going to clean her all the way out. There we go. So we've got 5 of those. Do we have any apparels we want to get rid of, just in case? No? We still got these blue mage robes to... Oh, we've already tried her, so we can get rid of those. And that'll be that. Alright, so what we're going to do now, we're just going to verify that we don't have any other regenerations. Yep. We're done with our cell. We made it to 10.7. We're going to hop ourselves down to the Falkreath location and purchase our property, and then we should be headed out to our property to build our little modest mansion all on our own. And then we can grab our stuff from Breezeholm, consolidate it, and really just kind of make it into a base of operations. And just like last time, we have a dragon here to mess up our day. So, we'll deal with that in the next episode. We're going to come in here. Did I hear something? I did. Nenya? I'd like to purchase a house. I'll take the land.
Here's the title to your steading. Follow the road east from Falkreath, then north at the crossroads.
Thank you.
Turn left just past Pine Watch.
Perfect. Well, now it's time for me to time for us to end this here. Thanks for watching. If you have any critiques or comments or anything you want to see, anything I might have misexplained, just leave me a comment, let me know, and I'll get to it as fast as possible. Thanks for watching again, and we will catch you at the next one.